Okay, now I'm a little more comfortable on the bike. Let's talk through how I feel about it. What I like, you can stand up on the damn thing. Gives you a chance to stretch your legs, take the weight off your bum. And it's bloody difficult on a cruiser, I can tell you. Forward floorboards are not conducive to a standing riding position. So am I comfortable on this bike? Not really. I'm comfortable riding it. You know, I'm happy with it. I'm comfortable, I can handle it, but I'm not physically comfortable. Because whilst it's, you know, it's not a sport bike, it's just a naked commuter, it still feels immensely sporty to me because I'm used to cruisers. Other than a V-Strom which I took out last year, all I've really ridden is cruisers because I like them. And not only that, oh nice, not only that, but bikes like this and sport bikes where you're leant over your tum are not built for the larger gentleman, which I most indubitably am. I've got a little too much pressure on my hands because of the leant over riding position. And whilst, you know, I can take the pressure off and I'm not leaning on them, it's still not as comfortable as the cruiser where I can literally lay back and just do that. Because you are, to a certain extent, reliant on core strength to keep yourself upright because you're leant forward. So naturally you support yourself on your arms, which gets uncomfortable and it hurts your hand. Mainly because I have arthritis in that hand, and also these tiny grips. Again, arthritis, bending my hand in like that isn't comfortable. I've got inch bars and fucking heated grips on them, so I've got a lot more to hold. Because of the seating position, it's putting pressure on places where I don't usually have any pressure. So that's interesting. And, you know, I'm not getting cramp having my leg up, but one imagines that one would, tasty. One imagines that one would after a significant amount of time. I mean, the mirrors are, as I've said, completely fucking useless. Like, I don't know why I have them. Again, because of being the larger gentleman. But I can't see a damn thing. If I adjust them in close enough to see behind me, I can just see me. You know, if I had this, then I would definitely require bar end mirrors of some form, but like my hands are almost off the end of the bars anyway, so that would make life awkward. In terms of leaning forward, I do like the connection to the road. As I've been saying about the cruiser, the Intruder, why I didn't like that screen was it got in the way of my connection to the road, as did the mirrors. There is nothing, because you're leant forward, so you're experiencing the road straight there. And whilst that's lovely in the sense of freedom, and you do feel even more like you're flying, oh, this handles lovely through here. And I'm not pushing it because I'm not a good enough rider. But it does just glide through. It's nimble, it's weightless. It just does what it needs to. It's lovely. But yeah, it does take a bit of getting used to essentially having your head before everything else, and therefore your head would meet anything like that truck. Your head would meet anything first, so you feel like there's nothing. The good thing is you feel like there's nothing between you and the road. The bad thing is you feel like there's nothing between you and the road. Yeah, no, I mean, even if I try and sit back a bit, these grips are fucking painful. Like, combination of leaning because that's the riding position, even though I'm trying to sit back and take the pressure off them, the combination of leaning a bit and them being teeny tiny grips is not nice. And this isn't an indictment of the bike, because if it was, it would be an indictment of pretty much every bike out there. I know cruisers are in the minority, but that's how I'm reviewing it. I'm reviewing it from my personal point of view. I'm saying what I, as a fat bastard cruiser rider, like and dislike. And I don't like this riding position. If I did like this riding position, I'd own one of these bikes. But it is nice on turns like this, having something a wee bit more nimble. I mean, I'm used to the Suzuki, and it'll do it fine. This has got a lot better turning circle, as one would expect. That's why I took my test on something like this, and why the test centre specifically said, no, you can't take the test on a Suzuki C800 Intruder. Because it just doesn't do turns that well. You know, the turning circle, because of the style of bike, isn't that small. And it's why when I was in Switzerland and I hired the Harley Street Glide, I want to say, I think it was a street, it was either the street or a road glide. It's why when I hired that in Switzerland and went over a couple of mountain passes, it was a lovely bike, but you did notice the mountain pass hairpins, because a Harley Davidson, a big Harley Davidson, is designed for America, where you have big, open, predominantly straight roads. And twisted little Swiss mountain passes, not necessarily the tool for it. Junction should be interesting, because I can't see a damn thing. Okay, you exist in my mirror. Nothing coming, away we go. Yeah, it's also more difficult to turn around on this bike to do a lifesaver. And the mirrors are fucking useless, so there's that. Oh, why do you have to go up this road? I wanted to go up this road. Oh well. Oh, it does handle beautifully. I'm going to pull over a minute and show you the view back over the town. Partly because I want to show you the view of the town, and partly because it gets this fucking Audi out of the way. One thing I'm riding on this bike, I forget how much on a non-cruiser you need clutch control. Because my clutch, yeah, it's not binary, but it is fairly binary. Whereas this, because when you roll off the throttle on mine, unless you're really gunning it, not a lot happens. Whereas this one, you roll off and you slow right down immediately. So I'm having to remember to just ease in the clutch a little, rather than just roll off the throttle and stop dead. I will say now that I am bloody uncomfortable. This is not a comfortable bike for me. Possibly because I'm not used to the seating position, possibly because the seating position doesn't suit me. But no, I'm my bum's sore, I'm getting cramp in my legs, my knees hurt, and it's just uncomfortable. But yeah, this is handling everything beautifully. I'm enjoying this bike, but I'm not enjoying it as much as I enjoy mine. I do enjoy having pickup in every gear. I enjoy that little bit. I mean, it's not more power, it's a smaller engine. Not that that means anything. I'm enjoying having that wider power band and better acceleration, because you lose that on an 800. Or you lose that on an 800 cruiser rather. And I've come far too far. The town's hidden behind the line of trees there. And you got Eastbourne, I think we're looking around towards Hastings now, Bexhill and or Hastings. Up at Beachy Head, the well-known suicide spot. But it is lovely up here on a day like this. It'd be even nicer on a comfortable bike. And over, no, I haven't paid and displayed, because I don't want to. Over here, we have Beltoot, the old lighthouse, which is a private residence now. I wish I could live there, but it is going to fall into the sea fairly soon. In Berlin Gap, we've got Seaford, New Haven, right round to Brighton, and I believe we can just about see Worthing in the distance, known as the Seven Sisters. And over yonder, where I'm not actually going to ride today, is where the Quidditch World Cup was filmed for Harry Potter, and also Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, where Robin first turns up back in England, which is nice. Oh look, bike goes nicely over a bit of grass as well, isn't that lovely? So yeah, would I get one of these? No. Would I take one if it was offered to me as a freebie? Abso-fucking-lutely. But as I say, I'd take it not as my daily rider because it's just not that comfortable. I would take it with a view to cutting bits off it and making it look pretty. And if this road looks familiar, it's where Clarkson did all the celebration of the Jag. And it is a bloody good road to do a celebration of the Jag, and also a nice road to put a motorbike on. Except on a day like this, it is bloody windy. I need to come up here more, it's gorgeous. I never want to leave the house, because, you know, I don't want to leave the house, but then I come out, and I love it. So, I like going out where there's no peoples, and there aren't any people here. So, let's get rid of this bloody Honda. Power! Unlimited power! Whee! Oh, that tootles nicely down there. Tootly, tootly, tootly. Yeah, there you go, close up of Bellevue Lighthouse. Lovely. Good God, it's drafty up here. But the bike is loving this road, which is making me love this road even more than I usually do. And honestly, that's why I came up here, to test the bike, see what it was like in a bit of a twisty bit. And it just makes you comfortable. It wants to be up here, so you want to be up here. Nice bit of Berlin Gap here. Although the staircase down isn't as much fun coming back up, because you go in that car park, you can go straight down onto the beach via a staircase. And those Coast Guard cottages, there are a few of them what the were, because they keep falling in. And looking the wrong way whilst doing a 180-degree bend, the bike doesn't care. The bike just gets on with it for you. And that's the kind of riding I like to do, where I don't have to... If I wanted to be, you know, really on it and racing the whole time, I'd get a track bike and go to a track. As I say, my style of riding, I want the bike to just do everything it can for me, so that I can just enjoy the sensation of being on a bike. That's one of the lovely things about living in Sussex. I mean, today in the course of what, an hour and a half ride, we've gone through rural forests, little villages, a main seaside town, over the cliffs, up along the beach. I mean, Sussex does just have everything, and it just gives it to you. But, as with everything, familiarity breeds somewhat of a bit of a content. Ugh. But as with most things, unfortunately, familiarity does seem to breed contempt. Or at least, neglect. Or complacency, rather. Complacency is a better word. So you forget. And where I live, you pick a direction, go on a road in that direction for 5 minutes, you're in the middle of the countryside. And I forget, so I sit in my lounge and wish I was somewhere scenic.